Severe tropical cyclone Owen is currently sitting along the coast of the southwest Gulf of Carpentaria with wind gusts to 205 km per hour near the centre. We can see by all of this thunderstorm activity that Owen has intensified quite rapidly over the past 24 hours, perhaps a little faster than we expected at this time yesterday, and has reached Category 3 intensity this morning within favourable conditions in the atmosphere. The cyclone warning area currently stretches along the Gulf coastline from Numbulwar in the Northern Territory through to Aurukun in Queensland and includes Mornington Island as well. The cyclone watch area extends inland across Cape York Peninsula as far as Georgetown, Chillagoe and Cohen. Owen will now turn towards the east, passing close by Port MacArthur as he gets pushed along by an upper trough that's moving into southern Australia, which is bringing severe weather down there. We expect Owen to pick up a little speed today, and at this stage landfall looks most likely along the western side of Cape York Peninsula during the latter part of Friday, now as a Category 4 system with potentially very destructive wind gusts in excess of 225 km per hour. Flood watches are in place for catchments in the Gulf of Carpentaria, southern Cape York Peninsula and the North Tropical Coast, as Owen brings more tropical moisture back with him to catchments that are already saturated. Over the weekend, the longer-term forecast is then for Owen to track overland, weakening to below cyclone intensity during Saturday towards the southeast. Even with Owen as a tropical low, we're looking at this being a potentially high-impact event for eastern Queensland on the weekend, with heavy rain, locally damaging to destructive winds, severe thunderstorms and abnormally high tides. The exact detail of Owen's intensity will depend on whether he takes a track overland along the official forecast track shown here, or perhaps a little further to the east over water where he can access a little more energy. And that grey shaded area shows that there's still a number of scenarios on the cards. We're hearing some comparisons being made in the community to Cyclone Oswald in January 2013, which brought flooding rains to many parts of eastern Queensland. And while there's certainly some similarities in terms of Owen's current track in the Gulf and his expected path down into Queensland, every cyclone has a different personality, if you like, and no two cyclones have the same impact. Where Oswald was a larger and slow-moving cyclone, Owen's a much smaller system and will track fairly quickly to the southeast, which means that the rainfall we'll see will likely be intense but brief, rather than steady soaking rain over a number of days. We're assessing the flood risk for eastern Queensland coastal catchments as we speak, and while river flooding is always a possibility with tropical systems, we expect the greater flood risk to be from flash flooding. This is an evolving situation, and as with any cyclone, it can change very quickly. If you're in the immediate path of severe tropical cyclone Owen along the Gulf Coast, take shelter now and stay in safety. For those on the Queensland side of the border, cyclone preparations should be finalised today. Stay tuned to the Bureau website for latest cyclone warnings and forecasts, and follow all advice from emergency services.